Well, our correspondent Ariel Oseran is at the headquarters of the Ram party in the town of Tamra. Ariel, first of all, tell us, because we have got latest turnout figures for the Arab population in Israel, haven't we?
Right, Laura. So you described a high number in the general public. Among Arab voters, that figure is a lot lower and currently stands at about 33%. Now, while that is higher than the figure in previous rounds of elections, that's a smaller increase than in the general population, which makes it more difficult for the Arab parties to pass the threshold. Now, here, not only here at the Ram campaign headquarters, but among all other Arab lists, that's namely Hadash-Tal and Balad, all three of these parties are now in alarmist pleas to their voters to go out, to hit the ballots, to hit the polls, and try and save their parties and help them pass the electoral threshold. All three parties are currently saying that if the current trajectory stays as it is, neither out of all three will be able to pass the electoral threshold. Now, that is a very critical situation for the Arab vote in Israel. And sources in Hadash-Tal are telling me this evening that what's making this current situation is the fragmented Arab vote that is split into three lists rather than two in the previous round. This dilutes the Arab vote, with all three lists looking at one figure. That's 160,000 votes. That is the perceived target to pass the electoral threshold and make the 3.25% needed to enter Parliament. But currently, all three lists are saying that the situation is dire and are calling on their supporters and their voters to go out and hit the ballot boxes before it's too late.
Ariel, thank you very much indeed. Ariel Oseran there at the headquarters of the Ram party. Well, joining me in the studio, Ali Wahed is the head of I-24 News Arabic channel. Ali, so might we end up in a situation where there might not be any Arab parties in the Knesset?
Absolutely, and as Ariel mentioned, the results depend on how much until 10 this evening the Arab will close the gap between them and between the general vote among the Jewish society. If it remains as it is, I don't see at least two of the three parties passing the threshold. It is true that we were talking that Ram, because of being part of the government and having some achievements, can pass the threshold, but the fact that the general percentage of voters among the Jewish community on one hand is rising more than the expectations, and on the other hand, what we did not expect, that Balad will take votes also from Ram. We were thinking there was a consensus like Balad will take votes from Hadash. They have
Balad
the same
is
audience.
Secular party.
Absolutely, but it happens that Balad is taking also votes from Ram, and it puts Ram in a very sensitive and risky situation where they might be missing the 160,000 that Ariel mentioned. If we reach the 160,000, and I believe that we will be around the 160,000, they will not be in the Knesset because they missed it by 2,000 or 3,000 votes. For Hadash, it is more about 10,000 to 15,000. Balad is far behind, but the fact that this split, Balad really put in damage the two parties. The fact that people are not satisfied with this split, the fact that today is a holiday and this is olive harvest season, and many Arabs are collecting their olives instead of coming to the polls, explain the situation.